This your girl Queen Queasy, the flyest chick out the 504. And make sure you guys subscribe to CryptoGeezy's YouTube channel.
What's up, y'all? Make sure y'all subscribe to my guy channel, CryptoGeezy.
If you ain't already, go follow CryptoGeezy on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that. Tell them I sent you.
What's up? It's your girl Mickey Michelle, the one and only. Look, don't forget to go subscribe to my boy CryptoGeezy because you know what it is. He keeps all the heat. Peace.
No, bitch ain't bigger than the program. Bitch ain't bigger than the program. Bitch ain't bigger than the program. Next time we need to remember. Bitch ain't bigger than the program. I ain't no nigga bigger than the program.
What's sound, man? CryptoGeezy back in the building, man. And man, it's been a minute, but y'all look who I got. Go ahead and introduce yourself for the people that don't know you.
Trinity Team, aka George Thomas, man. An honor and pleasure to be back in the seat with my brother, CryptoGeezy.
Man, it's an honor, bro. It's been a while, bro. We gave him a break. We gave, then they was like, well, they asked me these questions. I said, you know what? Let's turn it back up, man. Here we are, bro. How you been?
I can't complain, man. I think they probably asking because I had redropped a video on the Trinity Team channel, but it was actually the first 3 videos that I ever created from the start. So 3 years ago, I had did the C Murder thing with help from Charleston White and the big homie Terrence Gangster Williams. And once it dropped, man, it did what it did, and I went to the format that I have now. But because of the new followers and the new people that haven't heard, and the people that haven't heard the full story and still running with the other narrative, I just put them all together and redropped it.
Okay. So you say they've been talking about it again. What the feedback been going on?
Oh man, it's 50-50. He still got his fans and family and meat pullers. I'm not mad at them. They do what they do. Again, the family, of course, any real man, any real woman, they gonna support their family. So I'm not mad at that in the least bit. But don't be mad at me for talking about mine either. As far as the rest of them is all stuff that they heard or just meat pulling. But the other 50%, probably a little more, like 60% of what I didn't know, the people were rocking with me, man. And that feel good to put knowledge out there and for people to actually go research on their own, not based on just what I'm telling them. Because everything that I say is in black and white.
I saw that you made it to the manager page of C Murder, man. You're getting posted now, man.
Shout out to Manny. I see you, boo boo. All you had to do was ask me for an autograph, baby. I would have gave it to you. Right. I know you're a big time producer, but dang, you put me on Front Street like that. But thank you, man. Keep sending them my way. I appreciate it, man.
Does stuff like that, because me, I need to see what's going on. I read what he said. Does stuff like that get under your skin? Does it bother you in any kind of way?
No, it used to in the beginning, but like Big Bro said, man, you gotta have bulletproof emotions on the internet, and I understand that when you do put something out, in the words of my big brother CryptoGeezy, it becomes content if you put it online, so you can't get upset when the people come back.
Big facts. So how's everything with the family, man?
Man, Pop's still in and out the hospital, man. Speaking of which, Rasheed from Think Twice podcast. What up, Rasheed? Again, I ain't got no issues with your brother. The original sit down we didn't have because I had to go see my dad in the hospital, and he's back in at 9. He's in and out, Rasheed. But if you could come down here, man, we can sit down. Ain't no animosity, ain't no beef. You saw me sit down with E Solid, and we just agreed to disagree.
Okay, so yeah, shout out to Rasheed, man. We're trying to get that sit down, man. Hopefully we could make that happen, bro. I'm gonna reach out to him and see what we could do. So the first question I have, bro, let's get straight to it. Can you describe what it felt like when you first learned that your brother Steve had been deleted?
Yeah, it's painful, man. Like somebody cut you, like they rip your heart out your chest. So if I feel like that, I know it's worse for a parent, and God forbid, I don't want to know what it's like to lose a child. But what I felt, I know was intensified like times 10 of what my parents felt.
How's the process of grieving evolved for you over the years?
In the beginning, I held a lot of stuff in, which is not good at all. But as men, we taught not to talk about our feelings, but the mental health aspect of that is real. But we keep everything in and we keep going. So my process in the beginning was just not say nothing, not talk about it, even when I hear all the million stories. Now, as I became older and I began to talk about it, I felt better. Not just to get the truth out, but it was like a sense of therapy as well. So that's how it evolved from not talking to now they say I can't shut up.
Do you feel your family cope collectively, and what keeps Steve's memory alive in your family?
Yeah, I think they cope collectively, but I think right now I'm the one that's keeping the memory alive.
Big facts.
Every time I hear dude innocent or dude got railroaded, I gotta speak on it.
Are there any particular moments or stories about Steve that you find yourself revisiting, especially when they comfort you?
Yeah, the one I had told with that girl when I had called home. And my ex was over there because it was funny, man. And I'm like, yo, that showed his type of character he was, but real playboy, man.
Yeah, I don't think you forget that. First of all, shout out to Sam Eyes TV. I got some questions from him too. He part of our production team.
Salute, Sam.
Real loyal to the crypto game, man. Has your opinion changed on C Murder, and do you want him to come home?
No, my opinion ain't changed because I still think he guilty. Especially since I said his friends Wango and Wine Flowers is the main reason. It ain't got nothing to do with those witnesses. But even though one of those witnesses personally came to my house, so you can say the police made you say something, but you can't tell me man to man that the police made you come to my house. That don't make sense. So that's why I'm gonna forever believe he's guilty. As far as coming home, it's consequences for our sins. So I believe everybody deserve a second chance, but you can't get that second chance if you can't even own up to what you did. And what I mean by that, it's like, are we going up for parole and probation? If you can't even acknowledge guilt, then what are we talking about? So you deserve to be where you at until you acknowledge guilt and you offer the family an apology. Then I believe he should be able to come home after that. After you acknowledge the wrongdoing and we get a heartfelt apology. Now, if you can't give us that, then take your chances where you at.
Do you feel like you're getting any closer to receiving the money your family was awarded?
I really don't know, but I believe in God, so I think something probably will eventually happen. But as of right now, I still haven't heard anything from that attorney, and then our family attorney is still doing what he's doing behind closed doors. So I don't know if they're getting closer to a settlement or what. I'm not sure.
Last time we talked, they had the thing going on with the head NCAAP.
NAACP.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. What's the status? Have they reached out from the replacement? Is still no reach out?
No, still no reach out from that. But like I said, the family attorney talking to whoever he got to talk to. But I don't think it's the NAACP no more. I think since dude got disbarred, they've been on the low.
Can you remind us, for the people that's new here, how much your family was awarded?
I think it was 2-point-something mil. I'm not sure the exact amount, but it was 2-point-something mil.
Okay, so let's put this in perspective. How do you plan, or your family plan, to use the money once you get it? Will it mainly take care of your parents, or are you thinking bigger like nonprofits or investments?
No, all of the above. So the first thing is the parents, because
Big facts.
My dad, like I keep stating, in and out the hospital, that case killed him mentally And what happens on a mental and spiritual level eventually becomes physical. So he in and out the hospital is why I'm always back and forth between here in New Orleans. But so I think first making sure that they taken care of, and then secondly doing what we got to do to keep residual income coming in. So that's starting a nonprofit as far as helping people, and then investments to like keep what's there. Because even the Bible say what we have here is not for us; it's to store it for the kids and grandkids and different generations. Because we can't bring none of that stuff with us when we die. But if we not stewards of what's given to us, then you're gonna blow it.
So this is a good question, and this is probably what help people that new to the entertainment world. Social media has a big influence on the new generation. How should people handle it when they see suicidal posts?
I would reach out to that person, because a lot of stuff we not. The Bible said we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities of darkness. So we got to see what is the reason for the suicidal posts or the threats. Because a child could be getting abused, whether physically, sexually, whatever the case, or even getting bullied at school. And if they don't know how to channel those emotions and handle that stuff, then they become it make them not want to be here. Especially in today's society, we see it a lot in public schools.
You've been on YouTube for a while. What gave you the courage to follow your dreams?
I'm gonna be honest, I prayed about it, but I'm not gonna say it was all God, because I don't want the people to think I'm holier than thou. So I spoke with Miss Juanita Banks. Miss Juanita Banks is Charleston White's old manager. We were supposed to do How Murder Changed Me Part 2. E. Solid was part of the first one of the Part 1 one. They wanted to see all the paperwork, same paperwork I gave to you, I gave to the world. They actually read it. Charleston and Juanita believed me, but then they had their personal issues. So I won't get into it, but for whatever reason, they fell apart. So that wasn't my business of why. I just left it alone after that. But then Charleston said, put it out anyway, and if it's the truth, then God gonna allow it to be heard. If it's not the truth, it's gonna fall on deaf ears. And then once I talked to bro, Terrence Gangster Williams, he said the same thing. So I said, hey, this is what's going on, because a lot of stuff I didn't put out initially. So behind the scenes, those same people, the NAACP people, the attorney was telling me that it was Soulja Slim that killed my brother and not C Murder. And this my first time verbally telling you why I did that. And I said, well, why would Soulja Slim be the killer? And this is what Wango said, and this is what Wine Flower said. And they didn't have an answer for me. They kept giving me BS answers. And then they told me it was a videotape that was out there that they were being extorted for by the club owner. And I said, that don't make sense, because if somebody supposedly a killer, or you're afraid of a killer, then you're not going to play with them like that, because you're just not going to put yourself in harm's way unless you about that life as well. So I said, okay, show the tape to me and the DA and the judge, and let's free dude if he ain't do it. No, I don't want to show the tape. I just want to show the tape to you, because he ain't a snitch. That's when I knew it was BS. That don't make sense. If you got a tape that will free you, why are you not showing that tape, or willing to show that tape and say somebody has that in their possession? On top of Wango took the agreement of the witness tampering to say that he went in there and got the tape. So that tells me either it's another copy of the tape, or y'all got something that's manufactured, and that's why you don't want to show a judge. But I'm in IT, so I know all that stuff. So with that said, when I called bro and I was like, hey, this is the title I want to use, and bro, now he like really on the internet, but back then it wasn't a lot of New Orleans stuff coming out, and Terrence Gangster Williams was in every headline, and he told me go ahead and use it. So Terrence and Charleston White are the reason that I went ahead and did it and followed what I was going to do. And the numbers did tremendously. The first one was like 80-something thousand. The second one was like over 100,000 and so forth. I think the lowest at that time was like 70,000. But since then, those numbers declined with the other stuff, because when you ain't talking about the mess, they don't want to hear it. When I'm talking the positive stuff, I only get 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 here. But when the mess come up, the views always 30,000 or higher for some reason.
So I heard you say on Soulja Slim. Was it any doubt in your mind when they came when they added Soulja Slim name to your brother's case?
In the beginning, it was doubt because I hadn't did the research. So I was like, Slim was like that. That's no secret. Wine was like that. That's no secret. And Wango was like that. That's no secret. So I had plenty of doubt. But when I came home and I'm looking at the case and they saying that that Peanut called, that's the security guard, that he called the cops immediately when it happened and went into the witness protection and all that stuff in the beginning, and all this stuff is in black and white. I'm like, no, he said who did it. And then when he came to my house and sat down and said what happened, the exact same story, and then Wango saying what he's saying, and then once the FBI stuff get out with Wango's handler and all of that stuff too, I was like, nah, this gotta be true. Because it lines up. And then he gave the rest of the story of throwing the gun away over the river once they left the club and all of that stuff. And see Murder being high on heroin. And you can check that too. He's taking Suboxone right now in a state pen. So if y'all don't know what Suboxone is used for, go Google it.
So I saw a question. Shout out to No Rap Cap Podcast. They asked Gangster this, and I want to ask you this. You think if C Murder had the chance to do what Gangster did to get out, you think he would do it, or you think he's gonna stick to the code of the streets?
No, I think he tried to do it with the Soulja Slim thing, but I think once I guess I blew the whistle on it. So once I blew the whistle on it, now I have to stick to this because the court stamped it. So now, even though he tried to do it, it's never gonna come out because they gonna say, "Oh, that's a lie," but it's not a lie. It's documented too. He gonna say, "I want to stand on a code and I'm not telling and let the police do their job." But if you really didn't do something, and again, I could take this from a YN, I could take this from a 20-year-old, maybe even a 30-year-old pushing it. But you're not about to tell me that no grown man with kids and grandkids in their 40s, 50s, and almost 60 is going to sit in prison for another man without saying something.
Do you think he would have got the same backlash as of Gangster, the same backlash Gangster received if he would have did, if that would have went through with him putting excuse me, with him putting
Soulja
Slim in as the alleged shooter?
Yeah, I think he would have got backlash from that industry because what they try to betray is like this invisible Italian mob rules, and the Italian mob don't even hold up to the rules. They always backstabbing each other and testifying. Look at Sammy the Bull, and shout out to Sammy too. I saw the interview he did with Terrence Gangster Williams. So, but those guys don't even hold to that code. But us as black people always try to have these fake Italian mob rules. One, you don't even have them people money, and two, they used to police their own. We haven't policed our own since like the 50s and 60s with the Black Panthers. So we actually destroying the community, and then you come around and say, "Oh, I'm not a snitch, I'm not this, I'm not that," until it hits home, and then everybody wants something done. So I just don't live by that imaginary code no more. I'm a civilian, I pay my taxes. Me paying my taxes has the right for me to call the police. So you come causing trouble, the first thing I'm gonna do is call the people in authority to come get you. If you get past them, the second thing is I'm gonna give you what you're asking for.
Do you feel C Murder could do more good being out than in?
Yeah, I think if he really changed, which I think he did, so I want to say this on the record too. So I think over time, that system breaks you. You're not the same person. You know from being on the inside, you come home, that's the closest thing to hell on earth. With the Rainbow Coalition on the inside, the way it's even ran is like the closest thing to hell on earth. You taking orders, the whole infrastructure of prison in itself. So I think over the years, he is a different person, but I think because of the way things transpired, that he can't say, oh, well, this is what happened or that was happening. Now you got to go all out on that invisible code that you invented. But I think coming home, because he is who he is, and because he don't have anything on his name to the public, like I said, they wouldn't even know the other stuff had I not said it. Then I think if he says, if he tried to do something positive like Terrence doing, then I think it would be that he would be able to do more good.
Do you feel you have any influence over his freedom, like writing the judge or advocating for him?
I don't. I think to an extent, and what I mean by that, because the case is final. So because the case is already final, I don't think I can go to a judge and say, hey, it's time for him to come home. Can you let him out? Now, I do believe if he go before a clemency board, then the family of the victim does have a say-so. So it has some bearing if he went before a clemency board to what we think, if we think, okay, he should come home. But like I said, I would go on record to say now what I need is an apology, and I need you to give my parents what they were owed, no matter where that come from. So you got all these super celebrity friends, the Willie D's that don't know what the hell's going on, or they take a portion of what happened with the case and say, oh, this is not right. And you give them that platform to speak on, the Kim Kardashians jumping in the family business and don't know what's going on, but try to shed light on the Southern system. And I'm not going to say that it's perfect, because I'm not that naive either. But like I always say, I believe in God. So if you really didn't do something, at the end of the day, it's God that's going to exonerate you. But if your heart is not in that direction, then he's not going to let you out either, because you got ill intent on what you do. Your motives aren't pure.
If you had a chance for UNC Murder could do a tour to show forgiveness and positivity, would you be open to that?
Would I be open? I don't know, bro. I don't know if I wanted to sit down with him to read body language, like I said, and then that'll give me my answer of what I need. So that was my reason for sitting down. But because all the other evidence, like I said, that said he did it, and I'm human, I'm not gonna lie to the audience. I don't know how I would feel about sitting down with somebody that killed my brother. Now, the Christian side of me would like to say, okay, I forgave him, I'm good, but I'm human.
The sit down you had with E Silent, y'all talked about a lot of things. Do you think after y'all did that interview on Terrence Gangster Williams' page, he saw things differently?
Yeah, I saw, but I won't go on record to say this too. I saw something different as well. It's why I say it's why I'm answering these questions the way I'm answering them now. The only thing I didn't agree with, like E said, that he couldn't sit with me because of the rules of the prison. And I get that even in the feds, that's without knowledge or consent, meaning if the victim's family say they want to meet and the warden okay it, I know in the feds it's a way. The state, I don't know, but I'm only assuming. So he was like, he didn't want to sit down with me because it was against the law. But to my understanding, if I'm the one that initiated, then it's up to C to say yay or nay. And the warden or whomever like staying there. because there's been plenty of stuff that I saw in the past, and again, the rules could have changed, I don't know, where people that were killed, the mothers or fathers went to those people and said, I forgive you. I know this personally, but I just don't know how the rules are in a state with that. That's the only thing that I disagree with. What E. Solid said that I do agree with is the mind state of the Willie Lynch letter and the black people, because I have that same passion to help people in general, but they like to call me hypocritical, but it's hypocritical when you go to a community and you say, hey, what about the black on black crime? What about the black people that kill the black kids? And then they spit in your face with no, we don't snitch, we don't do this, we don't do that. So how do you expect to clean up a community if you still trying to hold up these false laws? So you can't hold up God's law and then the laws of the world. It don't mirror. You can't have two masters. So you got to follow one. Are we going to help the community, or are we going to stick to these gangster rules?
So when you say the rules that he couldn't break, was it the jailhouse rules or was it the prison rules? I need to elaborate on that.
Yeah, according to E. Solid, if I'm not mistaken, he was saying that the prison rules, that the convicted murderer can't contact the family of their victims. But to my understanding, like I said, in the feds, if it's the family that reaches out, then it's up to that person in the warden, if I'm not mistaken, to say yay or nay. Because even when they go for parole boards, they have to say, I'm sorry this happened, I'm sorry that happened. That's to my understanding. So I don't know wholeheartedly, but he taught me a lot with that. And then what he said with that Willie Lynch letter, as far as the mindset of blacks and us hating ourselves and killing each other. So it was deep, man. I appreciate E. Solid. Like I said, just on the C murder thing, we agree to disagree. But as a man, I respect him.
Okay, shout out to E. Solid, man. In 2018, two key witnesses recanted their testimonies. What was your reaction to that news?
I had already talked to Peanut.
That's the security guard, right?
Yeah, that's the security guard. That's Darnell Jordan. So I had already talked to him. So he was getting blackballed in the industry. I had told that story. He was trying to drop music. And y'all could go check out his page, Shinut, SHIRENUTT. He remixed the MC Thick Thing Marrero. He had remixed the song to his whatever the modern day was stuff at that time. But because he was getting blackballed in the industry and they got to him, so he changed it. And like I said, it would all make sense if you said they forced me to change my story, but would they force you to come to my house? If anybody can answer me that, the police made me say it was him. The police didn't make you come to my house and say, dude did it in the layout that you laid out.
Does these developments affect your faith in the justice system or your feelings that the justice was or wasn't served?
No, I think justice was served. What a lot of people don't know is dude was offered a 20-year plea. He would have been home. They offered him a 20-year plea before the start of the second trial. Remember, he got convicted 12-0 unanimously. And then because Martha Sassoon got the bag, gave him the retrial, gave him a brand new retrial saying that the DA withheld evidence that the witnesses had backgrounds or something.
You said Martha Sassoon?
Yeah, that was the female judge.
She received the bag?
Yeah, the money, somebody gave her when I say the bag, somebody gave her a big bag. So they like to talk word on the street. So word on the street was that Master P gave her the bag. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. P didn't decline it. When I talked to P, what P said was Big Dog in Avondale. Richard Pena. What P said, the only thing he disagreed with me with, his words, not mine, was Richard Pena didn't give him money to start No Limit Records. He said it wasn't funded. He said Wango was evil. He left it at that. He said, I'm gonna tell you, Wango was an evil person, but Richard Pina didn't give me money to start my record company. If you remember, part of Wango's agreement was he was trying to get the feds to go after P, saying that the No Limit was started and funded with drug money. And he said it was P who paid him to go get the videotape and to make the witnesses with the C Murder thing go away. This was Wango's words. This is all FBI documented. So after I did Boss Talk 101, shout out to ECO. ECO is No Limit in and out. no Limit born and raised, man, in and out. So after I did ECO's Boss Talk 101, P called him. That's who put that together. So I can't take credit for that. P said what he disagreed with. The only thing he disagreed with is No Limit wasn't started by Richard Pina. That his grandfather left him insurance money, and that's how it was started. So with that being said, if somebody tell you the only thing that they disagree with, what's the assumption? Everything else I said was true. Even dude being high on heroin. This is how me and ECO got jammed to the way we are, to where we have a level of respect. Because I don't know if you saw it, they were pro-C Murder. Him and Miss Jamaica, his wife. Pro-C Murder. But then after the interview, he talked to some people, and then he called me and was like, hey, you were right. So I don't know if he gonna go on record to say it, but I'm gonna go on record to say it.
The talk you had with P, was it a face-to-face or a phone call?
No, it was a phone call.
And how long was that phone call?
35, 40 minutes maybe.
Do you think once you talk to him, a lot of things that you needed answered was answered, or still he left some gaps?
Yeah, for the most part, everything was answered. That's why I felt at ease, and I was like, there's no doubt in my mind. The biggest thing was that if C Murder don't change his way of thinking, then he's always going to be in prison.
So the second judge, I'm thinking about this. You said the first judge was allegedly paid off. The second judge was a different judge, right? Or was it the same?
No, different judge. So Sassoon was up for re-election. This is what Rasheed was trying to get into, but I think he's misinformed. She was up for re-election. The judge that was running against her used what was going on, I guess, to their advantage. So that's why everybody's saying it was political and people were trying to make names. But that wasn't the case. Sassoon was dirty. If Sassoon wasn't dirty, then she wouldn't have to step down. And you could Google her stuff too. Judge Martha Sassoon. She was removed from being a judge. So that means they found something dirty on you. That's not allegations. That's not, oh, somebody said this, somebody said that. Like I said, the her getting the bag stuff, I don't think it was proven. But something happened where she had to step down. And you had to step down for a reason. And I think it was dealing with this case, because she was trying any reason to give him a retrial. And then he got the retrial, and then when he got the retrial, the DA came and was like, they asked my parents, would they be okay with 20 years? Now keep in mind, somebody kills your son, and now they want to ask you, is 20 years enough time? It's never enough time, because I even hear the people in the comments say, oh, it's been 20 plus years. It's been almost 30 years. Let him go. I can't wake my brother up out the grave and say, hey, little bro, it's been almost 30 years. Wake up. Come on, wake up. Let's go home. Because we could never get that life back. At least they can visit him. So my parents, through tears, crying, said, you know what? We just want to hear what happened and have him admitted, and we would accept the 20-year plea. So they go back to him. This is 2009, the second trial, I think. And they tell him that my parents are okay with the 20 years. and they just, when you take a plea, you got to say what happened. He comes back and say he's not even taking 20 days, let alone 20 years. So he went to trial, and then the second trial was the 11-1, 10-2, however they call it, conviction. And that's why he got a mandatory life sentence, but he was offered 20 years.
Is there a way you wish the media or public figures would support families impacted by these kind of tragedies?
Yeah, talk to the family. Get to know the family. Don't just jump on the story because it's hot or somebody told you something when you don't have all the facts, because all you're doing is opening up the wounds to that family. So what I said, like the Kim Kardashian chick, if it was not one of those other kids or something happened to, would you still be having that conversation? Saying, oh, we want to make sure that they got the right guy. They got the right guy, obviously. He was convicted twice.
How do you feel such attention affects your family?
I think it does in a negative light because, like I said, she don't have the whole story. But yet you go on here and you criticize the system and the law without looking at the life that was taken. The same with Willie D. I saw that podcast did crazy numbers when C Murder called Willie D live, and everybody was talking about it. And I'm like, and I nothing but the utmost respect for Willie D. Jay Prince, another one. Jay Prince, the godfather of the South, said if it was his brother, he would be doing the same thing. So if the Master P's, the Jay Princes, all the people that matters understand, I don't understand how the people that don't matter don't understand.
Right. What personal or professional paths have you pursued since the tragedy, and have been any inspired by Steve's story?
Just helping others victims, the people that were killed, helping their families go through the same stuff. So when Solid and what's the guy, GDP was at the Baton Rouge 10-2 thing at the state. It was another lady. So they had it was this white guy that was saying, he was crying and he was saying that he lied on somebody and he wanted to rectify that and however many people lives that affect. But it was also this other lady, and I'm not gonna say her name out of respect, but she's a white lady and her son was killed by another white guy, by his so-called friend. And she was like, this would affect him coming home too if you're gonna make that unanimous on everybody. So she was like, she said what I said, that it should be looked at on a case-by-case basis, and that's why, because if not, you freeing the killers and the families like left with nothing. And I was able to talk to her. We exchanged numbers, and she called me from time to time, asking me how I cope, because she's not comfortable. That was her first time talking in the public about it. And then I explained to her that she have to talk to somebody, whether that be me, whether it be a therapist, whether it be other family members, whether it be her pastor. But you gotta talk about what hurts you, because if not, you're gonna hold it in. And when you hold it in, they say the idle mind is a devil's workplace. So now you got all these voices and these demons talking to you, telling you other stuff, and it's gonna break you. It's gonna make you suicidal or homicidal. But if you get it out, and it's in a positive manner, then it'll be better. So I think that's what it helped me help other family victims realize that, hey, they can talk about it and they can be bold about talking about it.
Are you involved in any cases like youth mentoring, anti-violence initiatives, or criminal justice reform that stem from this experience?
Yeah, all of the above. So what I do now, with the kids, 14 to 25, Is help them see like you ain't gotta be no super thug, you ain't gotta be no gangster, like ain't none of that stuff mean you know well. Even what you think is cool now is not cool. Everybody that was a super thug or hard up changed their mind either after prison or dead or in jail. It's one or the other, and you don't want to be part of those statistics. But in order to believe that, they got to see somebody that went through it. But I think education is the key of that, because if you don't have the education, then we, especially as black and brown people, fall into poverty, and that's the reason for the crime: lack of resources, and they gonna get out there and get it the best way they know how.
After all you've been through, what gives you hope today?
God, man, I still say my prayers every day when I get up. You see the world that we living in, the problems don't really go away, but you just got to stand firm on your beliefs. But whatever God calls you to do, know that Satan going to try to steal, kill, and destroy, because that's his job. So you're going to have people trying to talk about you, people trying to stir you away from the path. But if you keep your eyes on what he called you to do, you'll be fine.
What message would you want people, especially young people in New Orleans, to hear based on your journey?
Research, man. Research. The message I want to get to y'all is research. Don't go by what nobody told you. Don't go by what you heard. Don't go by, oh, my daddy said this, my uncle said this. Go do your own research. Go read. Go do your own research. If you do your own research and you still have the conclusion that you have, then God bless you. I'm not mad at you. But go read and do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Don't let nobody impart their ideas on you, or you running with something because the masses said it. If it's up to the masses, they'll tell you Terrence Gangster Williams ain't changed. I saw bro change many a lives. Brought a lot of people here from New Orleans. He not even gonna tell y'all that, but I'm gonna tell you that. He brought a lot of people here from New Orleans and housed them and put them in vehicles and taking care of them. So don't listen to what the masses tell you. Have your own mind. If you have your own mind and you stand on what you stand on, then I respect that, because that's your decision. But if somebody hand you down their thoughts, then you're not a man or you're not a woman.
Speaking of Terrence Gangster Williams, how did you feel about him and Diesel going around speaking to the children?
I love it, man. To know where them brothers come from to where they at now. And like I said, it's not a facade. It's not something that they fake doing. It's something that they really passionate about, and something that they doing for real.
Having lost your brother so young, does the pain from the event ever go away?
No, the pain don't go away, but you learn to cope with it.
Okay, let's change it up a little bit. How do you feel about the Young Dolph case, where allegedly Big Juke put a hit on him? Do you see this as a clear example how street violence accomplishes nothing?
Yeah, I do. Especially you took the life, and the killers didn't even get the money, to my understanding. So you took this man's life for nothing, and now your life is thrown away. That's crazy to me.
What guidance would you give to the children who lost their fathers to street wars?
Don't get in the streets at all. And I know you want vengeance, but vengeance is mine, says the Lord. And what I mean by that, if you step out there and you try to do something, then know that it's gonna be tit for tat. So you kill somebody, somebody gonna try to kill you or kill your family, vice versa. If you let God handle it, then and they don't repent or clean up their mess, it's gonna be taken care of anyway. Because the same way you feel about your physical children, God feels about his spiritual kids. So you will go all out for your children. God is the same way, but you gotta let him fight that battle for you.
For cities like Memphis, Dallas, or Huntsville, what would you tell the young people who are caught up in the adolescent gun violence?
Step away while you can. You're still young enough to get away from that. So I know you would say, oh, this is my circumstances, this where I'm at. But if you 15, 16, 17, even 18, you young enough where you can go get you a career. I don't care if you're not in school, go to trade school. If you didn't get a high school diploma, go get a GED. The military takes them with GEDs. Go get you a trade, man. Learn welding, learn mechanic. They don't even working on their own cars nowadays. People take their cars to the shop. Kids don't even know how to change tires and oil. Go get you a trade, get out that game. Go get a CDL. If you want to see the world, get you a commercial driver's license, and you're going to drive all 48 main states. You could see the world while getting you legit money and getting away from the chaos.
Let's switch it up a note again. Did you speak on the red dress run?
Yeah, I did. If you can't see we living in Revelations, I don't know what to tell you, homie. Get it right for y'all bust the doors of hell wide open. Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah talking about a red dress run.
So we got some questions. Shout out to Sam Miles. I see why I'm getting all this. How do you feel about the red dress run event? What concerns you most about it?
It's abomination, man. Abomination to the Lord. All sin is sin. But God said homosexuality, and this is not to bash them people, so don't take that wrong. But he says homosexuality is an abomination to the Lord. So why would men dress up in red dresses and you out there with all these muscles talking about you supporting the cause? Nah, man, that's wrong. You wanted to put on a dress, so you got that undercover girl scratching in your chest trying to come out. But either way, that's not right. So stop pushing that on the people. Stop pushing that on the youth.
Some people say it's just for fun, and that's everyone has a right to express themselves. How do you respond to that?
I say BS because ain't no grown man gonna dress up in no dress. I don't play like that. So ain't nobody playing like that.
How much backlash did you and your team face for speaking about the red dress?
Oh man, a lot. I usually don't delete comments. I usually keep comments up. I learn to troll back. Like I said, you gotta have bulletproof emotions. For this one, I had to delete them comments. I was getting cussed out and yelled in Arabic, all kind of other different languages, telling me I'm judging those people and I don't have a right to judge them. I'm not judging those people. I'm not God. I'm not judging nobody. What I'm speaking on is that actual sin and that act. But those people, I'm not judging those people. But I'm telling you what God says is an abomination to God to live in a homosexual land.
So, to clarify for the people, because I want to know, it's nothing like a hate toward them. Like, if you had a family member, would you embrace them still?
Yeah, I would.
It's just with the Bible, you're going by with the Bible.
Right, that is abomination to God. And I understand why some people are gay. So let's take a guy that was molested. He don't know how to handle that because most of them that I did talk to say that they gay because something happened to them. They won't initially say that, but if you go back and look at what happened, something happened in their life that triggered, and now they feel, or they've been teased that they were gay all the time, and nobody actually explained to them, like, yo, this is not what you are. That's a lie straight from the pits of hell. God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for that. If you talk to a girl that's been raped, 9 times out of 10, she either gets super promiscuous, become a stripper or a prostitute, or she becomes a lesbian. And if she say she hate men, so until you learn to deal with that, and it's no fault of those girls or that guy, no fault of what happened, but if something happened and they haven't dealt with that demon of what happened to them, then they mind say, okay, I'm this or I'm that. So I never judge them because I understand why they believe that they're that way. But I also think that mindset can be broken because you say we got to be reborn again. So I think if they talk to the right person, get the right help, then they'll understand they were born a man or they were born a woman and they will come to their senses. But no, I'm not judging them at all.
Can someone love God and walk with him while supporting an event like the Red Dress Run?
Yeah, we all have mistakes, so I'm not gonna say that they don't love God. Because we say we love God, and a man that's cheating on his wife, or a wife that's cheating on her husband, or lying, stealing, whatever the case, sin is sin. So
Right.
everybody always have their own baggage and demons that they dealing with. So I'm not going to say that they don't love God, but I will say that you're not going to have premeditated sin and say that's the will of God, because you know better.
When you first saw the image of all the red dresses and bald heads, what was your initial reaction?
Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah.
Do you think the red dress run is mostly for attention, or is there some good that can come from it?
What I was told is that it was started for a cancer event or something. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said it started at. The spectacle now, I think it got away from whatever the initial was, and it's to draw attention now and then. Because it looked like the back of the French Quarter, and you all know what happened in the back of the French Quarter.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just this and then we're gonna wrap it up. What's your take? And I just been seeing this lately on social media on what's going on with the mayor race down in the city in New Orleans.
So I like Eileen Carter. So shout out to Miss Eileen Carter. I think she's the best person for the job. The reason I think she's the best person for the job, she's homegrown. She's from New Orleans. She talks to everybody, all of the other mayor candidates, the Royce Duplexes. She used to run with Mayor Cantrell, if I'm not mistaken, before all of that stuff exploded. But she was the first one to say what was going on wasn't right. The lady, Helena Moreno, I think she's in the lead right now. Helena, I think, is groomed to win because she blew the whistle the loudest on Mayor Cantrell and the stuff that was going on. And if I'm not mistaken, she's Mexican and white, so she has the complexion that they're not gonna be afraid of. And yeah, I just think she's groomed to win it. Royce Duplexes, I got personal reasons for not voting for him, but E-Solid love him, GDP love him.
So we know what the personal
yeah, he the one that bought the 10-2 up, but still after listening to E, and he was like, "Yo, this is what Duplexes meant," and he does have some great ideas. I'm not gonna lie, but I can't vote for him. So like, nah, I just again agree to disagree. So my vote is Eileen Carter, and Eileen actually has a relationship with all the candidates that are running. So I think she could get stuff done. But do I think they're gonna let her win? Probably not unless we get out to vote. So vote number 17, Eileen Carter.
Do you know, and I'm on the accent because this was my judge at one time. He sent this to me, and I just want to know why. What do you think the reason Arthur Hunter pulled back from out the race?
I think he probably was told that he couldn't win for whatever reason, or the flip side could be I want to see Royce win, or I want to see Eileen Carter win. So we don't split the votes. Let's go ahead, because the only person at this point, like I said, who they running against is Helena Moreno. So she's going to be the one that they have to catch. So if the rest don't get together and say, okay, we got one person that we want to go head to head, then the rest of them just going to split votes.
Last but not least, the podcast with you and the gang. First tell us about it. What's the name of it? What y'all got going on? 3
Peas in a Pod podcast. So the concept is I give you things from a biblical standpoint. I don't flat out and say, hey, these are biblical principles on like every episode, but that would be my beliefs, like a husband and wife, and how that household should be ran in that order. I have C Love. She comes from a single mom's point of view. attractive girl who's been through a lot in life. So she's like, listen, I'm this strong mom. I don't need a man for nothing. These are my views. And then I have Mike Lowry, which is, I can't quite call him a YN because he's 31, 32. But so he give his aspect of that young generation and what they believe. So I think the dynamics of those three different flavors work fine. But because everybody have busy schedules, we used to do it Fridays at 1 p.m. Now we get in where we can fit in.
Okay, all right. So what's next for George? Oh, right quick, just for the record.
Mm-hmm.
Are you against a sit down with Rasheed?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Like I said, the stuff going on with my dad. So I get calls out of the blue. When I get calls out of the blue, I have to go when I think that it's bad. If it's not bad, then I stay. But if it's something that I deem very critical at the time, then I have to go. My dad's dealing with the dementia and other health issues, but I think the underlying of those health issues comes from the anger and hatred and unforgiveness of what happened to my little brother. So that's why you and I haven't had a sit down in a while, because you'll call me, I'm on the road or I'm gone. And I say, hey, I'll get with you when I come back, and then we sit here. But so that's why I couldn't make the first. I was still willing to do it via StreamYard outside the hospital. So Rasheed, if you don't want to come sit next to me, brother, we could do it on the StreamYard. But I don't have no ill will. Like I said, I'm here for my brother. I'm not going away. I'm always gonna speak about it. Like I know you there for your cousin. So if you don't want to sit down, then we could do a StreamYard. We'll just pick a time to do a StreamYard.
There it is. So what's next for George, man? What can we expect?
Same stuff, man. I'm if you haven't noticed, getting into the political stuff, which is good because that's where the laws have to be changed at if we want to see change. And then secondly, I'm gonna continue what I think God called me to do, and that's to help the youth understand that y'all don't have to be thugs, y'all don't have to be gangsters, man. You can actually be doctors, lawyers. I don't care what you've done in the past, but if you 15, 16, or 17, you're not even 18 years of age yet, that past doesn't define your life, man. So get to know God, get you a trade, and start a new task, because it's going to be you that can change the generation of your family. You can stop the demonic curses. You can stop the generational curses. If you say daddy was like this, granddaddy was like this, great granddaddy was like this, you can be that change. But you have to be that change that you want to see for your kids and generations going further.
Okay, and last, I forgot, man, you've been, I have to say it here on my channel, make sure everybody know, you've been giving out flowers, man. I was, I want to smell mine while I'm alive, bro. I want to tell you thank you, man, for all you do, all the shots outs, the love you sending people my way. You even gave one to the Terrence Friendly Williams. Man, I just want to say here now, thank you for all that you do, bro. We appreciate you. We're looking forward to keep doing this. You know how the winning team, we do this, how we do this.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to be proud of the winning team, man.
Let's get it.
But you deserve those flowers, man. Crypto does a lot for people behind the scenes as well that y'all don't even know, man. Not just the editing, like he always say, I'm a fool with that editing.
I'm a dog with that editing.
But he does a lot of stuff, man, and his checks be checking. So don't get caught up on, numbers. Crypto got this many followers. He got that many followers. I saw Crypto's YouTube check, and y'all saw what Terrence Gangster Williams gave him for his birthday. So as long as the check's checking, Crypto don't care about none of that. And he's the reason that we are able to do what we able to do. So if you see our followers and our numbers, most of that is because of what Crypto did behind the scene anyway. And that's including Terrence Gangster Williams.
Let's start there. So for closing, man, let's get all your social media, the pages, so they all can know about the new people that's going to come.
All right, man. On YouTube, it's Trinity Team 504. It's easy. Y'all can follow me. Go watch the C Murder documentary. The last one that I dropped is at 40K. Go watch Wango and the FBI handler. You'll see that. I don't know where that one's at. I think it's only like maybe 5 or 6K. But for y'all that don't want the mess and you want actual knowledge, I also got stuff in there on how to dress properly for a job interview, how to get a job after being a felon, the difference between having a step up and being a stepper. This is all God's principles that you don't have to follow the peer pressure of what's going on, that you can be your own person. So Trinity Team 504 on IG is Truth Speaker. You can follow me, Truth Speaker GT3. So that's George Thomas III. You can follow me there. Facebook is Jorge Damascus. That's Jorge Damascus, like Paul on the road to Damascus. That's also a segment that I have on the Trinity Team 504. So that's where the name comes from. But thank y'all.
With that said, shout out to the whole crypto gang, the new improved crew. Shout out to the First Lady, Peachy motherfucking Blanco. Thank you for the question. Shout out to Sam Myers TV, my dog Joe. Stars, man, 2 wheels. With that said, a special shout out to Terrence Gangster Williams, Diesel, the whole winning team, man. The Trinity team. Let's get it, man. That's
yes,
what we
sir.
do. We out of here.
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Charleston White, America's favorite uncle, man. You know you got to tap in with the big homie CryptoGeezy. Yeah.
There we go. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Y'all know what time it is. Go subscribe to CryptoGeezy podcast. You know, this OG person show no mercy. I'm official, and he's official too. Hello.
Don't fuck, cause I got my bag up. Nigga kill himself or get life tryna pass us. Nigga, I'm hands on serving, nigga, in our bag up. It's a movie when we pop out, that's why they mad at us.